$3. Don't forget your eggs.
I won't. I'm not leaving. I'm staying for this.
I wasn't sure.
You guys get graced with my presence tonight.
Oh, man.
So we drew the short straws.
Yes.
Just kidding.
I could be out helping Alan cut down trees.
What's the occasion?
Oh, a whole bunch of stuff. I'm changing your whole town. You just hang on. I'm gonna rock your world.
No, that's what we want to hear from the code enforcement officer.
Yeah.
You didn't know I was building condos up there.
You are?
Yeah,
Awesome.
I didn't know that.
No permits, no nothing? $1 million
No,
fine.
you didn't.
Right there.
How much?
$1 million.
No.
We have a new secretary tonight?
Yes.
Yep. In training. Treasurer.
Yeah, treasurer, perfect. You're gonna be on TV, dude.
Split up the
I don't have an extra notebook, but I give you a piece of paper.
Do what?
Yes, your assessor is working with Stevens, doing all what needs to be done.
Which I brought to his attention
Again.
a couple months ago. Is that for the sale of something?
Yes. Yeah. And we went through the,
Did you hear?
we went through the kind of, he's like, well, as of right now, yes, for, I think it was like 35 more units there. He's gonna sell that value to all of those units that are not vacant.
Try reliving.
Because it's still.
Call meeting to order.
Until January.
Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, that's interesting.
I didn't turn that off. Maybe it'll be toasted.
All the warrants were signed.
Yes.
All will be.
They have
I just finished it up fine.
Yeah.
That was the only one left.
Oh, how'd that happen? You're the only one that ever comes in during the day.
Well, I think you added something to it.
Oh. I thought, what weird.
Anybody note any errors or omissions of the town of Newry selectmen meeting September 5th?
It says sent 2238 tax bills.
Yeah, we said 2,238
Okay.
tax bills. Yeah. That got you guys at the regular meeting too, and I said it.
I know. But in the second line, is it supposed to say 22,238 as well? Is it sent 2,238 tax bills, money coming in, money continues to come in on the,
Oh.
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Second page, Amy.
Second, the
I see
second.
it,
Yeah.
because that was the,
Oh, that was the,
like, article
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever, and then that was just the,
what you,
because there was no motion or anything made
Right.
on it, it was just,
yeah, so first you wrote what I
Okay.
like,
said.
what was on
Yeah.
the agenda, the article that was on the agenda, and then it's kind of weird to not write anything at all, but there was no motion or action to be taken.
Right, but is it supposed to be on those 2,238 tax bills or 2020? Great, you know what I mean?
I think it's fine.
Well, that's just my question. I
Oh,
wanted
yeah.
to know if it was for the year
Oh,
was supposed
no.
to be in there, or
No,
the amount
no.
was supposed to be in
The
there?
amount of the tax.
Okay, I
tax
just think
bills.
it's redundant that it's on there twice, but whatever.
I'm sorry.
I feel like I should address whatever the article on the agenda was.
You did fine, that's fine.
researcher spent 20 years in bed.
One question?
I would make a motion, we accept it the way it read.
I will second that.
Move the second that we approve the selectmen meeting minutes as read. All those in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
In favor. We have two items, or just one item to be,
Yeah, well, that's two separate ones.
so there are two to be added to the
Yeah,
agenda.
because one's the tax abatements and one's the supplements.
Take them up at the
Yeah.
end.
Fine.
Any announcements? Public comment? Public hearings or possible action? None? Items for discussion and possible action, bid opening for the Simmons Bridge?
I never heard back from Calderwood Design today. So I'm taking that as a sign that they didn't get any bids. They sent it out to 34 contractors that they've worked with previously, that are all certified to work in the water, and I didn't hear anything, so I'm assuming that they did not get any takers. We'll revisit this issue with Calderwood and see where to go from here, whether we wait until next spring, because doing work in the winter isn't easy. Of course, this is supposed to be low water season.
But it's not.
No.
Discuss fees and fines for building permits?
Okay, at the bottom of the code enforcement officer's report, the very last bullet. Want me to summarize?
Yep.
Okay, so we had somebody start building over a year ago. And we'd email, we'd talk, I'd see him, we'd talk again, I'd go and inspect. He'd come in, we'd talk, yeah, I'll send you prints, he'd send me a napkin. It just took forever, and a lot of time and energy wasted, foundation put in without any permits. He had a permit for a yurt. That's how this all started. Next thing I know, there's a foundation in there for a small ranch. It's like, all right, I need permits. What they sent me was something they bought off the internet that does not meet state law, did not meet our snow loads. The snow load on the roof was 30 pounds per square inch. It's like, what? So, after this is all said and done, it's taken me a year, but I'll never get back from this guy. His permit was $387. And I was like, that's fine, you're getting fined 5 times the fee. And they were like, okay. And I checked the ordinance. We don't have any fines. Unless we want to take him to court and use the MRSA title. This does not warrant that kind of expenditure for this. So
the local towns around us have fines that can be up to 5 times the building permit fee, and it leaves the discretion on me, or that's just automatic, 5 times the building permit fee. It's not like anybody in this day and age knows they don't need a permit for something, whether it's a shed, a deck, or $3 million home. They need a permit. And all it takes is a phone call or even a look on our website to see that they need a permit, so. All right, you guys have the power to edit the fees in the ordinance, so I just figured I'd come to you.
What's the process for editing the fees, I guess, like we just.
A vote.
Say we just wanna do it
Yeah.
and then we do it and then
Yeah.
it's done?
Yeah, it's right in the ordinance, it says the selectmen set these fees and it will be revisited annually. It's been at least a year since I came back to you guys.
You do for plumbing, correct?
Plus, it's automatic with the state. They don't get a permit for the state, it's automatically doubled. Septic and or internal plumbing.
Well, I think I know a little bit about the situation that one was, and we've had other issues with the same contractor. With fire permits.
It's got nothing to do with the contractor, it's property owner.
Okay.
Building permits fall on the property owner. That contractor actually filled in and tried to help this particular property owner and has since been removed. This guy's just all over the place.
I mean, I'm all for finding people for not doing what they're supposed to do, but I just wanna make sure like we word it right, so we're not doing this again when they find the next loophole, you know what I mean?
This is just like Amy said, this is just like the plumbing. You start work, and to me, you cut the trees, you can excavate.
Right.
Don't put the foundation in. That's all. That constitutes a start for me. If it's a shed, when it's sitting there, because most of those don't have foundations. A deck, they're gonna probably either excavate and use the techno posts, or they'll use the sonotubes. When those start going in and it looks like you're gonna start construction, that's not good. You should have come and seen me. They could be too close to their property lines. Without them calling and asking the questions, they just obviously don't know the rest of the ordinances either,
Right.
so.
No, I just wanna know like exactly what we're
Well, that's why
finding.
I wanted you guys to see the way the couple of different towns do it. You will be assessed 5 times the fee, or assessed up to 5 times the fee.
I'd
Does
like-
Joelle like you or not like you? Let's see how
I
this
say we
works.
just, you will be
Yes,
assessed.
yes, good, I like that better.
I like to just
Me
put
too.
everybody on the same playing field.
And I like that better, whether it's a deck, whether it's a shed, or, a $3 million home.
I did not build the deck, I just put up a railing.
Okay, good. So, I want everybody to have the same playing field.
Yeah.
Right, no permit for her, huh? I don't like selective enforcement. I don't ever want to give that appearance that this is selective enforcement. I really don't care if it's a shed, house, a ranch. I don't care how much money you make or don't make. This is the ordinance, this is it.
Right, that, I agree.
Yeah.
For sure.
Looks like we're talking about 5 times, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
It doesn't have to be. You guys want to just double it, we can
How
double
does
it.
how can the success rate of collecting that? They don't get a permit for something if they don't,
You can put a stop order.
Then we do get fancy with stop work orders. I go to the attorney, they get a more official letter from him. Yeah, it
I'm
gets
just
more
wondering
official.
how this all
Yeah.
pays out.
That's how that plays out.
Normally, you don't have to go that far.
No.
Right.
If this
We
guy
live here.
hadn't been communicating with me at all, he'd have gotten a stop work order and we would have gone that other route because he would have been avoiding me altogether. It's not that he avoided me, he just kept giving me everything I didn't need and just kind of doing a shoddy job of getting me what I did need.
Maybe can say 3 times if you don't wanna do 5 times.
Yeah,
You
Well-
can double it.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, I've seen a lot of these back of the napkin plans.
and that's what I don't accept. If they
Yeah.
don't say they meet the current building codes for the state of Maine, I don't issue the permit.
Well, I think we should change the ordinance.
You're just changing the fees in the ordinance.
Right, changing the fees. Man, 5 times seems like a lot, but
Get their attention.
yeah, if it works, it works.
I,
So I'll make a motion. We edit the fee schedule for the building permits. For the fine of 5 times the fee will be assessed.
5 times the building permit fee?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll second that.
And that will give you the authority to do this.
Yes.
You know, it's not like we're saying we give you the authority, but if we put it into that, we
The-
admit
that section of the ordinance.
ordinances, then
Yeah.
that is,
That's the authority I need, correct.
right, it's been moved and seconded that we, what the hell written down?
Change the building.
Change the building fines, fees, and allow up to 5 times.
No, is it up to?
No,
No, it will be.
Oh.
Will be fine.
5 times, will be a fine of 5 times the fee.
The construction started before permit.
Construction is started before permits. All those in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
In favor.
Thank you.
Cemetery discussion.
okay. We were gonna try to figure out who, what, where, you know, when people are put in the cemetery after they've passed, cremated. I should put that the right way. Whose responsibility is it to update the cemetery books, maps, yada, yada? Tink doesn't always know when somebody's gonna be buried. We don't always know.
He's a sexton,
Right,
so if you guys don't know,
yeah,
who
so,
does?
well, sometimes we
Well,
don't.
this is the problem.
That- yeah.
It's happened a few times where somebody's passed away, well, we're gonna have the ceremony Sunday afternoon. And by going with a cremation, they're not going through a
Funeral home.
funeral home. So they pick up the crypt Sunday afternoon or whatever, just a for instance. They dig the hole, put the crypt in, we never know it's been done. And we talked about this at one other meeting, but then we tried to get the committee in on it so that we
Yeah.
were all on the same plane.
Yeah, we didn't know, just wanna,
And we ordered signs that say that they have to, before they do any kind of digging or any kind of
Right.
work at the cemetery, they have to go to the,
They're redoing them.
they have to go to the town office.
Yeah.
And that's a great idea.
Yeah,
yes.
and I wanted it at the town office rather than the sexton, because who knows who the sexton's gonna be when I'm not actually.
Right.
Right,
And there's one other piece that I wanna bring up here too, after we decide on what we're doing here. And that's the green burials. The
Yeah.
green burials.
Yeah. We don't, there's nothing in the ordinance that says anything about that.
I know, this is what I wanted to bring it up. What the green and burial is, they take a cardboard box, put the body in it and bury it. There's no crypt or
No casket.
well, no casket,
No vault.
nothing, right?
Yeah.
And my thinking is that we don't wanna do that in our cemeteries, but that's just my thinking of it.
Well, there was a little blurb in the Citizen about that, a letter to the editor on how great it is. And they're having a talk on October 4th at 3 p.m. at the West Parish Congregational Church. I was gonna go, but two of them are gone in class, but, so we had a manager's lunch today, and we talked about it. Vern has a couple people in Woodstock that are really hot on it. And it was thrown out that maybe the towns should all work together and have one cemetery that is a green cemetery, and they said talk with, not Mahusik, but whoever the, all I could think of was Valentine Farm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because they're saying if you,
pollinator garden.
yeah, yeah. So, you know, we kind of talked about that because Woodstock doesn't have too many lots in their cemeteries anyway. But instead of everybody having their own, maybe they could make a community one
One
for,
4 towns or whatever.
yeah. You know, and they said, you know, check with the Mahusik Land Trust or some of those people and see if.
So, does anybody know what the law is, if that's legal or not to do that?
It is, oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay, so if the town of Newry updates this ordinance,
mhm.
does it have to go before the town meeting to get approved?
For the green cemetery?
Yeah, I mean, no, if you wanna amend this ordinance in any way, if we wanna put a clause in there saying we can't do that.
I think it would have to go to a town vote, but I'm not sure, because I can't remember that ordinance. Well, it's not a
It's not a zoning
zoning
ordinance.
ordinance, no, so
Right.
it really wouldn't have to. I don't believe. I'll have to look that up, Bob, for sure, but yeah, it's legal, I mean, they have them.
What happens if you wanna bury your family member on your own property
You can do that, you
can do
have,
that.
with no vault?
yeah,
You have to have you have to
you have to designate it, it has to be
designate
recorded,
that that's a cemetery lot.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
But
it
that's
has to
just, yeah.
be recorded at the registry of deeds, and, like, I think Cisco's have one up there. I think, just a cemetery, family cemetery, I believe. But yeah, this is, I hadn't heard about it till Tink brought it up, and then when we had our,
Well, I think some of it might have to do with some of the religion of the people that are coming in from other countries.
yeah,
Well, I'm sure we can look up the law.
yeah, I don't have it with me, but I did print it up, yeah. But when we were talking at the managers, you know, instead of all of us having to deal with it separately, maybe have a designated common land that,
Because in our ordinance, it says that you're supposed to have a 24-hour notice by the funeral director.
Right.
But what they're doing is,
Yeah,
prices funerals nowadays.
right.
They're bypassing, they're just paying the $1,400 to have the cremation and then taking care of it themselves.
right,
So it sounds like the ordinance may need to be
Updated,
updated,
yeah.
with or without the green burial.
yes,
I think it ought to,
We did vote to put the signs up so that they have to contact the town office,
right.
but we haven't got them yet, but.
Well, but this is outdated if it says funeral director in it.
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, it's been a long time since that's been probably looked at.
It says this ordinance shall become effective on passage at a town meeting. It says it can be amended with the general provisions of the town governing all ordinances. So,
This is what, does yours say adopted in 1997?
yes, June 30th, 97.
Yeah. So I think we need to update it.
That's fine, that's a good idea.
But the big thing is figure figuring out where everybody is, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
We,
and we've got
what we're
to put
most concerned with
Yeah.
at this particular moment.
all the maps and,
there's been some, in the last couple of years that we don't know about. There's some that we do.
right. Like, Owens, I'm not sure if he's on the map. Are we putting him on the map, or are we putting him on your cemetery book, or are we doing both?
We don't have everybody in it, it's just a
Oh, okay,
cemetery book.
okay,
And-
I wasn't
and
sure, so,
The only cemetery that was even close to having a list was the New Power Cemetery.
okay,
And that has not been amended at all that I know of.
okay,
But years ago, a few years back, Brooksy and I tried to do the Old Power Cemetery,
yeah,
and that's a monumental task.
yeah. Well, also talking to Natalie from Bethel, I gotta get all the information from her, she didn't have it when I talked to her, but there's a company that does like a drone almost, and it can see in the ground and tell you where the caskets are or the, urn,
Really?
and it puts a layer on our GIS maps.
That-
Yeah, the problem is that not everybody keeps their ashes in an urn.
Right,
Right,
but
and
that would be better than what we got.
like in some of the old cemeteries, which
Yeah.
3 of them are, some of the stones you can't even read anymore.
Right,
So, and some are broken. and
some of the old, the old maps, I'm trying to find all the old maps, we found
I-
some of them.
I got copies of some old maps at home. I can bring them down.
Yeah, because we've gotta
But
get them.
I think you really gotta hire somebody to, because it's gonna take some time.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
been working on it for years.
Yeah,
And it's,
And then it keeps getting kind of put off, and
yeah,
so,
So, my sister and my niece, were cremated and we put their ashes in Bear River and dedicated a bench up at Step Falls,
Scrogger Falls?
Scrogger
Oh,
Falls.
okay, yeah,
So we were the first bench up there. So their burial site isn't noted anywhere,
right,
so.
yeah,
yeah, that's another problem, if 50 years down the road, somebody's looking, trying to figure out where some relative is buried or something, and,
when they're doing their genealogy,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I've got a sister that's buried at the head of the tide, and there's no marker.
there's nothing up there.
We keep talking about getting one, but we haven't done it yet.
We don't even know where it is though.
Well, we have a general idea, it's
Right.
right near the road.
Yeah, it's right by the road. Right. That's what Nana told me,
Yes,
that corner close to the house.
yes, but,
And then
Ve-
the
very-
parents are over here.
right,
Another thing I've had, was notified that, Berries from over Long Pine Road
yeah,
had 4 corner markers on their lot, and 1 corner marker disappeared.
But over here,
That's what she told me,
Marjorie,
yeah.
I haven't been over there, but
I,
Well, they definitely sink in the ground over there, for sure.
I haven't explored it, but, I mean, I don't know why anybody would wanna take it, but
I can't imagine it's gone, I would assume it's just.
maybe,
Yeah.
like
I
I said,
see.
we need.
Last year I was walking around over there with Amelia and a bunch of them are like they're hard to find. But, I mean, it's.
Who does the
probably
maintenance?
there.
The town or the plot owner?
no, well, the town mostly does all the maintenance. Once in a while you see
I mean, they do the
somebody-
lawnmower and stuff, and that's basically it.
right.
Town mows them.
I guess, I mean by law. You're supposed to make sure that, okay, then that marker should be found.
Well, if you've got 3, you're not too bad off, but when.
But they paid for 4,
Yeah,
so.
I understand that, but it's not, with 3, it's not too bad to find the 4th one.
The problem over here is when it got set up, it never got laid out by the town.
Yeah, it just.
So
they
everybody
started-
that buys a lot just goes over there and lays out their own.
Well,
So they're all over the place.
no, Jim Cisco drew a map that was pretty decent.
Yeah,
And then we used to go measure them, but then they didn't on one person in particular. That one is off to the left, and they tried to get him to move it over, and they wouldn't. So that kind of threw it all off.
And they start from the Route 2 side
the south end.
and
Yeah,
head
work their
north.
way back, but it doesn't, the measurements don't always come out right.
right. Every town has the same issues.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Bethel's running into that
Oh my God.
major.
And go back a couple hundred years.
Yeah. All right. So we gotta work on the ordinance.
Is there anything in cemetery ordinance about lights in the cemetery?
About what?
Lights?
Yes, there is.
Yeah.
And
That was added when somebody had passed away and their son was buried over at the Sunday River Cemetery. She wanted to put a flagpole and lights.
Because I've been by some cemeteries and it's all
Charlie Bean.
Solar
put a
lights,
cemetery.
Yeah.
if you look in,
Oh,
if you
Wilton.
look in section 6, there's a lot of things that aren't supposed to be there that
Yeah,
are in some places.
yeah, and I think some of them were there beforehand, but there's a lot of solar, you're right.
And they shouldn't be, there's lights and monuments. There's all kinds of little things. And who's in charge of,
Not me.
the some kind of enforcement?
You know, the line when you put it.
You're the enforcer of the team.
You're the enforcer.
Yeah, right.
You're not supposed to have lights, right? I thought.
This is toys, sculptures, painted statues, ceramic or otherwise, wire screens, trestles, individual artificial flowers anchored in the ground, glass ceramic objects, block container walls, placing limestone, stone, wood chips, and no decorations higher than 36 inches. So. Move on to New Power Cemetery over to, what's, the Vale, is it the Vale Boy that's, they got a big tall thing over there, but
Is it still there?
The what?
in the back
You
of the
used to have the
cemetery.
guitar.
guitar on it,
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't think the
I think
guitar
that's
is still there.
deteriorating to the point it's going away.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I think it's just a stand for a wreath or something, because they were up there the other day,
yeah,
something up
and
there.
I think, is it Poland's there, they got lights on theirs, I think.
Yeah, I think that's solar lights.
Hmm?
I think that's solar
Yeah,
lights, yeah, we
right.
had solar on Mom's once.
Is that supposed to be or not supposed to be? I don't know. I didn't
I don't
think,
That's
I didn't
something
think,
that,
huh?
in 1990,
Yeah.
There wasn't no solar.
there
Yeah,
wasn't
right.
anything like that.
I
so
personally don't think it's a big deal,
Okay.
but,
that- Except you gotta mow around them.
right,
Yeah.
yeah,
If you had 100 of them,
that could be a problem.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm pretty sure our solar light's gone because Charlie hit it. Actually.
my thought on the new signs you got coming, if you got a painted metal post that's not too tall, why couldn't you put it right behind the cemetery marker, name of the cemetery, so that you don't have trouble mowing around it?
That would be a good,
Yeah.
good place to
You know,
put
just,
it. Have it above,
maybe have the sign a foot or so above
Yeah,
above the name of the cemetery.
yeah, because most of those are like centered up.
Yeah,
That
to the
would
front,
be
to the
place,
road.
and You're right, it would be, put a, you don't need an 8-foot post, we
No.
can cut a post in half, put a 4-footer or something in
Yeah,
there.
just have it so that it's above that sign, it wouldn't be too distasteful, I don't think. And it would not be in the way of maintaining the place. Because if you put it off to, say, the
Wouldn't-
corners or
yeah.
something, nobody's gonna ever see it.
Yeah, I think that is a good idea, good location.
And who's gonna put those up when they're ready?
You,
Sexton?
Probably me, I don't know.
I thought that was something you could do.
Nope, I don't have any tools.
I can give you some.
I'd just soon have a new tractor in the name of the town, that'd be
Oh, you
great.
would.
I'll get an auger with
Oh,
it.
you need to, if you couldn't handle it, 4-pound sled, and boom, boom, boom.
that's all I have for cemeteries.
Oh, yeah, that's all I had, I just wanted to bring up about the green burial and,
So we're gonna amend the ordinance so to address the
Maybe.
green burials?
maybe we, as a cemetery committee, we may need to work on that, or do you want it to be somebody else?
The town drew up this ordinance, they ought to write the amendment, hadn't they? What do you think, Retta?
I hate to even think about talking about it, because then somebody's gonna wanna come in and have it done. Then we got a deal. But yeah, no, I don't think that'd be a problem.
What's it say?
We can change it definitely with, and then,
Yeah, it probably says right in it who's got the authority to amend it.
oh, we do.
So you
Other
have
than
to-
just the town, I mean, does it say
Oh.
select board, or does it?
It says the governing whatever,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that what you read?
Town governing all of it.
Yeah.
Cost it, no, that's the
Well,
cost.
that would be,
Who approves it
Yeah.
and who writes it are two different people.
right, yeah, yeah.
Town governing all ordinances, yep.
So you work on revising it and then we vote on it?
Yeah. So we're gonna revise it for the green,
Yep. And you're
And
gonna revise it for the type of
Yeah.
notification?
yeah.
Do we wanna revisit,
The whole thing?
well, I'm thinking, like some of the monuments and, just revisit the way it's worded, see if
Yeah.
that wording fits today's
Yeah,
way of doing things.
We can do that. We can do that.
So who we decide who's gonna go through this and look at it?
We start it now, bring it to you. The office staff will start it.
Alright. Now we go approve the interlocal agreement for
Bob's got a
Tri-Town
question, what do you think about?
Transfer Station.
Gary? Bob has a question.
he's busy. You want me to take the time to read through this again and just highlight some things?
Sure,
Just
that'd be
again,
wonderful.
And I can come down and
Yep.
sit with you?
Yep.
Okay.
We haven't got the real, let me just look at my thing, hang on. I gave you a copy, I brought it out afterwards, of the, what we're proposing. No, Natalie hasn't sent it yet. She was gonna, she run out of time. What I gave you, yeah, fine. These got the changes that the solid waste committee, had talked about, we agreed on. And we were gonna take it to all 3 towns, but I haven't got the clean copy yet with the changes to bring to you, so it'll have to be the next meeting.
Did, we discuss, has any discussion been made with Hanover?
Not yet, because I was waiting for the real copy to
Okay.
come, and then I'll call Brenda, but I plan on giving her a call. So at our meeting on the 13th, we were talking about, you know, our usual construction debris, how to help us. You know, and we threw out the punch cards, which we kind of wanted to do, but as I told Frank, I was only pushing punch cards because I wanted scales back before, and they got shot down. Scales would be the most honest way to make it fair for everybody that come in with a load of construction. but of course, the cost of scales, when I was in Bethel, were 80,000, I checked with a guy a couple weeks ago, and he had pushed 90,000 now. But then you have to get the cost of,
The concrete work that goes
yeah.
with it,
because you gotta revamp the whole transfer station to get this done.
so you're probably looking at 125,000 or so.
Yeah, easy, I'm sure. So then we talked about adding a fee to the building permits for the contractors, because getting a roll-off, you know, according to our ordinance, they're supposed to get a roll-off, well, roll-offs are hard to come by. Because they're,
They don't have enough drivers.
yeah. So, we've been hashing that around, and you and Randy talked about it before.
Yep.
So Joel and I have been talking about it, and we talked about it in our meeting. And do you have the fees
I
that
do.
you're talking about? Okay.
I do. So, on average, and this is one 30-yard dumpster, the cheapest you're probably gonna get out of that is anywhere from $1,700 to $2,000 by the time you get it tipped, when you pay per tonnage. Just to get it on site, it's almost $1,000.
Around here?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's gone up huge, yeah. So, yeah, my 2007 contractor brain is like, oh, it's $1,000, you know, per container. Nope, that's just to get it on the site. And then if you have it too long, they start charging you rent. I mean, they've really narrowed down how long you want to keep a dumpster. So, if that's the case, and I've heard from several local contractors that, yeah, they can get the dumpster, but they have to schedule it, 8 weeks out. They can keep it for a week, fill it up, have it hauled away, and then they gotta pay the tipping costs. I followed a contractor on my way back from Rumford one day. This is a local contractor with the name down the side of all his vehicles. And they pulled in from Rumford. I followed them all the way here. They pulled into the transfer station. Maybe they had it on when they went to Rumford and came back with their waste. I don't know that. But it was very frustrating to me to know that we, the tri-towns, don't do anything for these contractors to just dump their waste whenever they want to. Every single one of the contractors I know has a dump trailer, for a reason, so they can get rid of their waste. My proposal, and this is what Randy and I kicked around, and I don't know where it's gone down to Bethel, but a new home, whether it's a $3 million, 5,000 square foot house, or just your 1,500 square foot, split level, $500. It's a bargain. Let them take their dump trailer and do what they want. They're gonna pay the gas and the fuel to haul it back and forth like they do now. Getting dumpsters is difficult, but a new home, I just automatically charge them $500 on top of the building permit. Done. If we're doing renovations, we have a renovation schedule here in town based on square footage. So under 100 square feet, $50. This is for dumpster fees, just to dump. Up to 500 square feet, $150. 500, so they're doing the whole house. Anything over 500 square feet, $300. And they can go to the dump back and forth. No stickers, no punch cards. They just do what they gotta do.
They've already paid that.
They've already paid it.
We take
Yeah.
that,
That's cheap.
whatever
It is
that
cheap.
figure is, I think that the fees are low, but we take the 300 off of the permit, and that goes to the transfer station.
I don't know how it would get broken up on the budgeting side of things. That would happen, and it'd be a different line
It seems like
item.
that's the way it should be.
Yeah. It'd be a separate line item, like, when they ring me up now, it's building permits, plumbing permit,
Yeah,
water quality, everything gets separated. It would just be one more line in our Trio software that says, solid waste.
Yeah.
And
So
those-
we would take out the requirement to have a roll-off.
Yes. Yeah. I think ABC can't get drivers in Mexico. Casella can't get drivers. I mean, it's not just a local issue. I'm sure this is happening down at Oxford Hills. This is happening all around here, Bethel, Greenwood, everywhere. So,
And you see those signs from that other place.
Richards.
Richards.
But those are small
Well, those are
dumpsters.
small dumpsters.
Right. Yeah, those are not
Yeah,
large.
Those are,
Right.
Those are no bigger, yeah.
I think.
Those are no bigger than a dump trailer.
I talked to the guy about that.
Yeah. So it's a start. The pushback I hear, and it's not really pushback, it's just a counter argument. The people building the big new house is already paying taxes, they're already covering the dumpster fee, their fees for the transfer station. Well, that's not true, huh?
Not really.
This is contractor waste. Huh? This is different than us bringing our tomato cans and milk jugs and throwing them away in the trash. This is different. So it's a bigger tipping fee as a whole for the transfer station when they have to get rid of all this type of waste. So, just food for thought for the transfer station. Like I said, we started kicking this around, the previous code officer and I don't think it went anywhere in Bethel, but maybe it will here, and we can start. I don't know if we need to even have tri-town approval. Why can't we just have this as part of our ordinance?
And we take them.
And it
Yeah.
offsets what we pay to
Right, we
tri-town.
don't, we can charge whatever we want
Right,
for our dump stickers
Right.
if we wanted to.
Yeah,
not the stickers, but the,
Right, but the other
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah.
The thing, one of the biggest things I think would be sheetrock. A lot of waste in
Sheetrock and roofing.
roofing.
Think of the condos that have had roofing redone in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's a lot of weight,
I
and
mean-
those are getting hauled out in dump trailers.
Are they getting permits for those things?
No, they don't need permits for those things.
So how do you,
Yeah,
how are you gonna do it?
I don't know how we'd regulate that, that'd have to be something
Unless
that
we changed
tri-town.
it, yeah,
Yeah,
But
I hate charging people for maintenance. It's
exactly.
like an, unfunded
Yeah.
mandate on,
the cure-all would be to have
scales.
scales and
Mhm.
charge people for what they bring.
Yeah.
Don't care where
Yep.
it comes from,
Right,
but you gotta get all 3 towns to agree on it, right?
right.
The problem is, you're 100% correct, you just clicked the bell. We charge for our dumpsters, and that same contractor I followed from Mexico is just gonna come from Bethel and say, oh no, it's a project in Bethel. I don't want our dump guys, our transfer station employees,
And
to have to
police
be
officers.
police officers.
Right.
That's what we're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
It's not fun for them. So, anyway, that's my 2 cents effort into this.
Scales we talked about, but it gets shot down. I don't know if the new board
Yeah, I don't know.
would be in favor or
I'll
not.
keep pushing.
Have you
Yeah.
talked to Norway Paris about what their revenue stream looked like after they had scales installed?
No, they have scales?
Oh, yes, they do. You don't go
See,
to
I
Norway
didn't know
Paris
that
without
either.
driving over a scale
Okay.
with a trailer.
Interesting, I
Should be
didn't
that
know
way.
Yeah?
They don't have it just for construction debris. They don't have.
They have it for all kinds of things, brush, they have it for everything. Oxford has them too. Oxford has scales.
that. Okay.
Well, one of the things that was brought up at the meeting was, if they gotta go across the scales and everybody, you take on a Saturday after Saturday morning or whatever, you get the traffic trying to go this way of the scales at the same time they're trying to go this way of the scales, and there'll be a big bottleneck.
Well, all of us carrying our 2 bags of trash, we don't go over the scales.
That was one of what
Right.
we was kinda
You're
thinking.
right.
The contractors aren't gonna all line up on a Saturday morning, they're gonna be
No.
there Wednesday, Friday,
Right.
work days.
Doesn't the town, town of Bethel still own where the old dump used to be?
Yes.
And they own where the transfer station is today,
Mhm.
so. why
Oh, yeah,
can't-
it can be enlarged, it's
Make it
just gonna
bigger.
cost.
Oh, of course it
And you're
is,
gonna get it engineered and all that, well,
And DEP,
yeah,
but.
Yeah.
What's it
Oh, yeah.
cost every year, year after year
Right.
after year?
oh, I know.
It's going nowhere, you know?
I've been fighting this for years.
Yeah, I know. they've
Even when I
been-
sat out there, I fought.
I know they've been talking about it for decades.
Yeah.
but Somebody's gotta bite the bullet.
Well, the thing is, the 2 towns do bite the bullet, but that 3rd one holds us up every time.
You know, which one's that?
well, maybe they need to go
The
someplace
biggest
else.
one.
It's the biggest
Yeah.
one, the landowner.
The land.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
They're not going someplace else.
They're not going
We
anywhere
are.
else.
We are.
I was trying to figure out
We
where
have tried.
we could go, but we don't have,
We don't have it.
everything on this side of the valley is on aquifer. And you can't do it there. So, and we don't have much land. I don't know anybody wants to donate any for no.
Looks like Bob's volunteering.
Got a lot of land.
Who does?
One guy's got a lot
Oh.
of land in town.
Well, I don't think he's looking for trash. But, so. We're working on it. I felt we made good progress the last 2 meetings we've
We've
had.
made a lot of progress,
Yeah.
because the meetings before that was just talk with
Yeah.
nothing happening.
And I didn't even have to go.
No.
Now, Just a question for me, if you set these fees up for the town of Newry, does that have to go before a town meeting?
I'd have to look at the ordinance. I don't think so,
don't
because where it's
think so.
fees, no. Because usually the selectmen can do all fees.
Yep.
And the fees that you were talking, I don't think are enough.
No, they're too cheap, but
Yeah,
Right, but it's better than what we're getting now, which is
Right,
nothing.
yeah.
to me, I think you'd wanna start that first of the year. So,
Town meeting's not till May.
no, but if you
If we
can
don't have
amend
to
the
go-
thing
Oh, just then?
without town meeting approval,
Yeah.
start at the first of the year.
The dump stickers are going up.
Well, we're
We're
trying.
talking.
Yeah, we're trying to get them to change it every year. To have, pay $25 a year for your sticker and have to come back every year. We have some people that complain about $5. And I said, dude, they were 2 in the beginning, and then we got them to 3, and you've had that sticker for your lifetime, So it's,
Of the vehicle.
yeah, well, if you sell your vehicle with a sticker on it,
Yeah, that person can use
it's
it.
still- yeah,
Or you can
And that
pull
has
it off and
happened.
put it on the next one.
yeah, but that has happened. The person doesn't live here and they had bought a vehicle that somebody had and, yeah, yeah,
Came with a sticker.
yeah, it did. So,
That never
well,
expires.
it's, yeah,
I'm gonna buy one for Saugus, Massachusetts.
yeah.
But I guess
But
there
anyway.
they put the license plate number on them and they have some kind of scanning device so that they have a way to
Well,
regulate it.
back in the day, Jim Largess had a good idea of getting kind of like an easy pass thing. And have a gate at the
Yeah.
transfer station, and if you wanna use that transfer station, you have to buy that easy pass.
Ugh. Sad.
It is sad, but it would work.
It would work.
Yeah.
It's like a gated community, you
Yeah.
put the thing on your car, it scans it, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But here we are, same old, and we're still fighting same old, same old.
so annoying.
It is, I agree.
Okay.
But that's what I have for that.
All right, discuss ARPA.
ARPA, yeah, ARPA stuff.
Speaking of getting away.
AARP. That's not that.
Oh, what, we talked about this once a
Yes.
month.
Well, the last time,
There was some questions on
the generator,
some prices, so that was a question.
I didn't think I brought that with me, did I?
Well, we have, Community Energy coming out to give us the propane fees, what it's gonna cost, where the tank would go, how much pipe. They'll give us a quote for what that'd take, in conjunction with Flanders, so then we'll have a complete price.
My suggestion where to put it would be at the, as you drive in, just around the back corner, right there where the plug-in is, where,
I'm not gonna be there, I'm
Yeah, I'm
gonna
gonna
be
be
in
there.
Massachusetts,
You gotta tell me where.
Atlanta, so,
my thinking is, this is the fire station,
Yeah,
this is the front,
yeah.
this corner right there.
yeah.
I'll go straight in, all the way to the back and right on that end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that where the generator's going?
That's where I would suggest putting it.
Well, yeah, but Heath had laid this all out, so we'll have to look at Heath's quote. He may have a description of where it's
Well,
going.
the only thing I was thinking there is for people driving in, driving out, plowing, it's in a relatively safe location. We've had a fair amount of damage with the snowplow over there over the years.
Yeah,
Who plows over there?
Frost.
I knew that, that was a stupid question, wasn't it? As discussed, the general will be 18 feet off rear of building. Left of large door is facing from the rear. Transfer switch will be mounted to the right of the electric meter.
Okay, yeah. That's what we
There's a-
talked about it.
There's a place that the plug-in is there for the portable generator now, at that, in the back corner there, where you can plug the,
Yeah, the transfer switch is gonna be by the meter.
that, okay.
Yeah.
So I get to go talk with them on Thursday.
Well, if you want my input, I'll go
Okay.
too.
Yep, that's fine. They're gonna call me before they come. They sent me an email. And the generator itself, I think last time I told you guys like $5,000, it's $10,500.
I thought the 5 was too cheap.
I have no idea where I came up with that, but that's okay. Somewhere, I was just trying to save this money or something.
But it would have been in the end.
How big is the generator?
I think it's 24 kilowatts,
24K?
I think so.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. With a 200 amp transfer switch.
Yep.
Yep.
So we're good on that.
Yep, well, I had a few guys in.
We'll be revisiting that again.
Review preliminary 2024 state evaluation.
Yes, this is what the state comes in and does every year. 2022, the second page has our state valuation at 599 million. 2023, it went to 713,850,000. 2024, they got us at 961,450,000. So we've definitely increased.
How does that compare to what we figured it is?
Rob
That's for
said it
the
was,
county, right?
pardon?
That's for the whole county?
Well, this is the state, what state does, that's us, that's not the county, that's the rate evaluation. County is just Oxford at the top. In 2024, we had 141, well, they're saying 141 sales, but, which is 23, how they do that. They have 2024, 141 sales, and then we had 112 in 2023. But if you keep going back, you'll see the sale prices of, we're right, average selling price is $638,690 is what they're saying. But the ratios are all right around 61 to 63%, and Rob said next year we're gonna have to try to equal it out a little bit better, but that's not bad. I think I counted 28 properties that sold for over $1 million.
Again, so nowadays $1 million doesn't, it isn't like it used to be.
Yeah, scary, 20-something or something. But he said we didn't look too bad. It's just scary that, we get some valued at, like there's one, we had assessed at 479.9 and it sold for 1.4. Which could have been, it might not have been done when they bought it. Or it could have just been raw land and they built a beautiful place. And you guys, close that one up. Yeah, forward training. You guys have to answer those questions on that packet that I gave you from before and
You just have to read
read it
them
and then sign
and then
it.
sign off on it.
Yeah.
The same as planning board needs to do this one.
I guess I lost mine.
Okay, well, I have some on, so. So I'll give you guys each a new packet. Just put it on my thing so I wouldn't forget again. Because I keep seeing the packets on the side of my
Yeah.
desk again.
Can you resend that to me?
I sent it in an email to you, but
Yeah. well,
also,
I buried that sucker.
okay, yeah.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And I'll resend it out to my planning board members.
Yeah.
There's no questions, there's no quiz, you read the question, frequently asked questions, and then you have to sign a certification.
Oh,
That really is all.
Then I just need I just need certifications for them to sign tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I guess I should have brought that up too, yeah, I didn't think of it. But I. Okay.
So the supplementary tax certificate thing,
Mm-hmm.
this is for fines.
This is for the Pines, it had not been taxed for some reason. It was omitted, I think it was just an error when Rob was done the revale, right?
I think it was an error before Rob, and Rob just carried it the way it was.
Yeah. So it's catching us up and we will send out the supplemental bill.
So this is money coming in,
Correct.
giving it to somebody.
Correct,
I mean,
yep.
Giving it back.
Next time, speaking of that.
a little bit of an offset.
Yeah,
Somebody
well.
make a motion on,
Yes, and so a motion to accept it.
motion to accept
So I'll make a motion, we accept the tax, 2024 tax supplements
For the Pine, Sunday River.
for the Pine Sunday River Development,
Mhm.
map R12, lot 14.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded that we accept the supplementary tax for the fines at Sunday River Development LLC, map R12, lot 14. All those in favor?
In favor?
In favor.
We have-
Okay, so these are all that we charge too much and we have
Yep.
to pay back.
Yeah,
And
yeah. One of them had a little shed on his land and they said it was removed before April 1st, so we have to refund them $6.80. The other one was, it was a acreage error. They brought in their survey. So that amount is $51. And the next one was a personal property error. Rob missed, so that one's $69.70.
$6.80.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost more to
Mm-hmm.
the check and mail it.
But we did it the right way.
Did we find these things or did the people?
they pointed them
They
to us,
pointed them out.
kindly.
People usually do
We could institute a demolition permit, then we'd know when things come down.
that. That was talked about at our trash meeting, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you know all the things I wanna do, like tear down the shed.
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Demo permits are just one of those things that can get tricky, because then you need to make sure there's no asbestos, they need to make sure they hire somebody to do that report. It can get expensive real fast for some
Yeah,
folks.
it's like,
Yeah.
we're not doing that until I tear down the shed.
At Owens, well, Susie's trailer, they sold that. And I know it was moved because we had to fill up the
Right.
real estate stuff. So I put the note in and I put it in for
Did
Rob.
that go across the street or did it go?
No.
I went to Bethel.
Went to Bethel.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I know there was some talk of it going across the street.
Oh, no,
Oh,
no,
went to
went to Bethel. Thankfully.
so we needed a motion to grant.
Yes.
Mhm.
Make a motion that we grant the abatements on for these abatements 2301, 2302, and 2303.
I will second that.
Been moved and seconded that we grant the abatements. The supplementals for abatements number 2301, 2302, 23-03. All those in favor?
In favor.
In favor.
In favor. And now we have code officer and road commissioner report.
All right. I will be, I meant to do it today, I'll get to it tomorrow. The sign folks wanna start the installation next week. So we can start getting our new signs up. The signs are complete, the frames are complete. Two of the signs will say thank you, come again, on the back of them. The one here at this corner and the one on Sunday River Road. The one further up on the line with Grafton will not say thank you, come again, because it's up against trees and you can't see it. As long as they put the signs in the right spaces, we'll be good. Crack ceiling here, both parking lots for the fire station and the town office. We've been trying to get to this for months. The weather is not cooperating at all. So I did talk to Dennis, he was hoping for this week. We've already lost 2 days, so we'll see how it goes. Striping the road, same thing. They are behind everywhere. And I told them, you know, we can't go much further than the first week of October because we start getting cold. Last time they striped our roads, it was snowing, first week of November. So I kind of said, you know, guys, we can't go any further here. You know, frankly, put us ahead of some southern Maine town, please. Because we just can't wait. Next year's road schedule for paving. We discovered 2 crossroad culverts, one on Greenbrier and one on Valley View. Those are both town roads that are completely plugged. The one on Greenbrier hasn't seen water in I don't know how many years, but the one on Valley View is used and is needed. So we will dig that up in the spring, install that new culvert, and then get it paved. That whole road needs to be paved.
Is it plugged from dirt, or is it, what I'm wondering is, could we flush it and make it work?
We could, but it's also, I think because of the ledge.
Yeah, I know the one you mean around the
Yeah.
corner and part way up there,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think we need to get in there and take a look at it. I don't think it's a matter of just flushing that culvert. I think it's undersized. I don't know if we can get any deeper. We'll find out when we get in there. We have the same thing happening over on Sunday River Road. If anybody's been all the way out past letter S, I have spray painted some bright orange paint, about yay big. It's a very big divot. If you were to hit that with a Ford Focus or a Mini Cooper, you're gonna lose your front end. So Cross is gonna get to that before winter, even if we end up just putting back, you know, good compactable gravel for the winter to snowplow over. And then next year, Sunday River is on plan to get asphalted, but we've been working our way south to north. We're gonna start at the north and come south for about 1.5 miles. And then we'll infill the middle to 2025. So we're looking at rearranging our paving schedule a little bit. I'll have better,
That's been done 15 years ago with the schedule that we have, I believe.
oh yeah, not even that long ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, no, I mean, we originally laid out these blocks about 15 years
oh,
ago.
yeah, David Bonney's schedule goes back that far.
Yeah,
Yep, it does. Mm-hmm. Simon's Bridge, I did get an email about 4:45 tonight. They got no bids. So they're gonna reach out to a couple of their favorite contractors and ask them, you know, how come, what for, and was it because of the specifications, time of year, find out what the reasons were, and why no one bid on this project. So I'll wait and hear from Calderwood next couple of days when I get back. The town employee parking area, the 20 by 90 on this side of the building, again, same thing, been pushed back week after week. And I finally told Craig, I said, I can't wait. We need to get it asphalted. I need to be on Pike's radar before it gets too cold to get that covered up with asphalt, so. He's saying he will be here Monday.
How many times have you heard that?
3 weeks in a row.
Right.
But he knows the paving schedule, he knows what we're up against, he also knows Pikes is right on Route 2. So we are in our luckiest chance right now to
Yeah,
get them here.
but they're hauling blacktop from Gorham, New Hampshire,
Mhm.
Canton, and Poland to do that route too.
So, for what little bit we're gonna need, it'd be nice to get our parking lot done while they're right here.
They've been doing up Eastby Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was something, I see, Saturday, I saw them hauling in the rain.
Yeah.
If they're asphalting over gravel, you can do that in the rain. You can't asphalt over asphalt in the rain.
It's just gravel.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think most of East B ended up gravel after the summer.
Yeah, they took up the pavement.
Yeah, they needed to.
Well, the
We're
pavement-
fortunate that we had the budget that we do and that we don't have the miles of road some of these towns did that got affected by these storms, because
But where they did this in Eastby Hill,
was that Upton?
it's in Upton.
Oh, okay.
It's
That was
between where you're
scheduled.
going to see Surplus and the Swift Cambridge.
Yeah,
Okay.
they did a piece of it last year.
That was budgeted for then. Okay, good.
They're saving the worst for last,
Yes, they are.
up to the village.
There was a car accident over on Skiway, at the intersection of Summit, which is the Summit Hotel, and Skiway. They really wrecked the guardrail. It bounced the truck. I mean, he hit and then flung that truck around 180 degrees. It's just how hard he hit. We have at least 3 stanchions and 2 sections of guardrail that need to be replaced because of the accident. There's another section, all in the same path, that definitely plow damage. The rust is older. This has been ongoing for years. And we have extra lengths of guardrail sitting at Alan's house. So when I can finally get the accident report, because that hasn't been filed yet in a week and a half, I will submit all of this to the insurance company for that truck. And minus the snowplow damage. We'll get that from Alan when they're there installing. And I think that's everything.
They lucked out on the storm. I don't think we had any damage anywhere that I know of.
I was up on Sunday River Road about 6:30 this morning. Looks beautiful. Potholes, but that's normal this time of year. No damage at all. Right where the slide was, there's a little teeny bit of erosion, but when they grade this fall before it freezes, that'll take care of that.
Deputy clerk report?
I don't really have a lot.
You have stuff in your tree books.
Yes, so the tax payments are coming in. We did receive our big lump of payments today, so we'll be busy working on that tomorrow. That's good. We've had people new owners calling to get their tax bills. That's also good. I'm working with the assessor I built a spreadsheet for tree growth. It wasn't really something that was kept up with. A lot of people are missing their tree growth plans, so they'll be getting some certified letters about their tree growth. They have 185 days to respond to us. Get those plans.
Kind of like they know tree people are busy and there's not enough of them in the state.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they can go back to the people that they used before. A lot of them are able to do that if they're forced to sign off on these applications. So we're hoping to get that under better control. Lori and I are going to be going to that MMA conference, so that's kind of exciting. We did go to the networking day. It was nice to meet some other clerks and hear from the Secretary of State about some things that I've dealt with as far as new parties, the No Labels Party I've had some difficulties with, and just trying to stand up for voter integrity, which is nice. And so it's nice that the state's aware of some of the things that are going on and that they have our back, so that was really nice to hear from the Secretary of State. And I did talk to Rob, as I heard the Bethel assessors, what is she, secretary? Courtney, assistant.
Yeah, assessing assistant.
Speak about entering into pilot agreements with some of their exempt organizations. They still use services in your town. and they're not paying taxes. Sometimes it's land trust, sometimes it's schools. Trying to think of some of the other ones that we kind of.
Like, Gould Academy pays Bethel $11,000 a year in lieu of taxes, because they don't pay property
Because
taxes.
they don't pay property tax. So it's something that we could potentially think about if
Well,
it's something
I-
we
I
wanted.
have a problem with some of this land that's becoming public land. that
Right. They don't pay taxes on
They
it.
don't pay on anything.
So you can,
You
as
can
selectmen
enter it.
can,
Enter, you can put forward
Something.
essentially
Yeah.
something to them to be like, you know,
Yeah.
in lieu of you using services or having access to, you know,
Well-
your fire department, your trash, your roads being plowed, those things.
Some
You
of
can.
some of these groups were looking at people out. that are-
right.
So it is something I kind of looked into, if it's something that we want to research further, or it's something to think about.
Right. We can bring you the number of exempt properties that we have, and if you want.
Right, nothing in life is free.
That sounds like a good winter project.
Yeah. Or we can easily print that list off.
We can, I have it, don't you worry. It's on my
We already
desk.
talked about it.
Yeah, we've talked about this, so, I do kind of watch the fellow selectmen's meetings, and I've watched some peruse and the things that other towns bring up that I haven't thought of, try to bring back any information that could potentially help our towns,
Because we all deal with
different things.
different things.
Okay, town administrator's report?
Well, I'm still working on the possible date for the special town meeting. I'm waiting for the auditor to come because she is, they're gonna start next year's audit in another week and a half. And I wanna talk to her about the road damages and stuff, so we haven't talked about a date. I wanna make sure Joelle's here for that anyway. She's coming and going all the time, so it's hard to keep up. Been working on the personnel policy with Betsy. We're gonna have the preliminary to bring you guys at the next meeting. So, and I've been working on the Spirit of America, and you guys said something about a plaque, and that's the plaque that you guys had given Leanne. And it was right around $45, I'm sure it's probably gone up a little bit. Is that something similar that you would like to use again? Or do you want something different?
No, I think that's fine.
I think that's good.
We'll type that up, get her ready for the you wanna do it at the next meeting, so I can tell the family, or you wanna wait till,
Um,
Well, I guess if you have everything, if
I was just wondering if
It won't
Yes,
take
we
it
would
that
depends
long.
wanna
how
do
long
that
it takes
then,
to
or
do that.
should we, could we do it like when we have a special town meeting? If we draw a few more people maybe.
oh, maybe,
Oh, that's a good idea.
yeah,
Yeah.
good idea, we can do that. And let's see. We told them we were gonna do the Grange Hall window, did they give us a time of when they wanted to do it?
It's ordered, it's
Okay.
300 and,
Yeah, 328:45.
Yeah,
So
I got
saw
that part. Yeah. That's about all I have.
they'll call me when I'm on vacation, that's how it worked last time.
Yes, it always does, but that's all right. That's all I have.
Make a motion, we adjourn the meeting, 6:17.
Second AM.
Been moving, seconded, all those in favor?
In favor.
I was thinking about something else.
I know you were, you look like you could
Stop
talk
thinking,
today.
Jake, stop thinking.
I gave all the land stuff to Brad, all the owners' names.
Oh,
I don't know.
Seconded,
Huh?
you know.
Well,
true. We're just, you know, we
it
just.
is,
It's gonna be
we're
tight.
just used to the order of
Order,
it.
yeah.
I don't know what
Then I don't
Brad
have
will
to
do.
change it.
You want a phone number, but we don't